guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to another episode of Morning Tea, where we sit in our sleepwear and discuss current events. Today's tea is water. It's that Trader Joe's water right there. Welcome, everybody. I know I didn't put out like a announcement that I was doing this. Hi, Pierre. I know you got to go to work soon, but thanks so much for joining us. We missed you last week, or I don't remember you being in here last week, but I missed you nonetheless. Okay, so yeah, we have a couple things to talk about. Please, I know that there are things that I am missing. So if you remember something that happened last week, please leave it in the, if you're here live, leave it in the chat so that I can see it. Hi, Chris. Otherwise, let's jump right into this. I do have merch down below, so check that out if you're interested in getting some melanated or just call me Wah or BUB True merch. Check it out. There's more colors than what you see before you. And I think that is it. That's all like the things. I'm on the Shade Room because sometimes when I don't know what to talk about, I know the Shade Room always has like a little tidbit to, add to the conversation, but I don't see anything that's exciting. So anyways, let's first talk about this student who was homeless his senior year or part of his senior year and of high school. And he somehow was able to rack up $1 million in scholarships. So kudos to that guy. $1 million. I think it ended up being like, even if it was 3 million, in my mind, I remember the word 3 or the letter 3, but schooling is going to cost like 150 at the most, I think. Right. I mean, it could cost more. I don't know people who are in like $300,000 debt for school, but $1 million over the next 6 years, that's great. Depending on what he wants to do afterwards, if he wants to get his master's, he'll have money for his master's program. I am so happy for him. He's going to come out debt free, and that's great because so many people don't come out of it debt free. Let me see what everybody's saying. Yeah, we're all good. All right. So again, if you have anything to say that you want me to talk about, please let me talk about it. And hello to everybody. Chris is doing the Lord's work right now. She is handling business. Lynn J will probably be in soon. She's in Seattle. She normally checks in around this time. Okay. So that was that fun news about that student. So his father had passed away, and he said at some point his senior year, he was living in a tent. And I'm just like, and he had a 4.3. People's tenacity and ableness to overcome adversity and still come out on top. So it's so awing to me, or I'm awestruck. I'm always awestruck because of it, because it's something I feel like when I have too much pressure, I buckle, especially at that age. Now I'm better, but my senior year and that had happened to me, who knows where I'd be. Who knows? Definitely not in college. Definitely not applying for scholarships and grants and whatnot. Definitely not at all. Okay. Yeah, Pierre, I'm going to talk about it right now. So the next thing we're going to talk about is Ben Carson. So Ben Carson is the Secretary of Housing for the entire country. He is the longest standing cabinet member in the Trump administration. So everybody else that Trump initially appointed is gone. And I don't know. I thought him and Betsy DeVos got on at the same time, but I guess Betsy was the second choice. I don't know, girl, but he's the longest standing. Maybe it's because he was the Secretary of Housing before, in the beginning. I don't know, girl. Anyways, it's just so upsetting. So he's in front of these freshmen. One of them is a freshman congressperson. And the congressperson was like, do you know about REO? Do you know about real estate something organization? I sound like him. And he's like, Oreo? And she's like, no, REO. Do you know what that stands for? They're talking to him like he's an idiot. So then he starts to come back at her like he's an idiot, but it doesn't look good because no one's laughing with him. It was so weird. And then he's trying to make a joke out of it. And then later on, he went on Twitter and was like, oh, Congressperson Katie, blah, blah, blah. OREO. I was just having a snack and thought I'd send some your way. you're talking about people's lives and like housing and like it's a big deal. And for you to not know like what the real estate something organization is crazy. And it's your job and you are over this and you are supposed to be managing the people in our country who are dealing with housing and housing deals with a lot of our poor in this country. And if you're not serious about that, like that whole infrastructure could fall and not be I just I don't know. You root for Ben Carson because he's done so much, and like as a Black person, he's in the African American History Museum in Washington D.C. He has his own like little thing, little like display because of what he's done as an African American in like neurology, and he's then been put into this space where he's in charge of poor people's housing and funding and upkeep and all that stuff, and he doesn't know about that. And there was another woman who spoke to him and she called, I think it's like minority women and children something, right? So it's a group that is specifically in the housing community that deals with minority women, right? And she says the acronym is like WAMBLA or something. And he's like, who? And she's like, you told me the last time we spoke that I was being mean to you. And so this time I'm trying to not be mean to you. So please tell me you know what WAMBLA is. And he's just like, I don't know who's the director of that. I don't have that information right now. She's like, do you know who, like, she wanted him to tell her anything about WAMBLA. It's not the name of it. I'm just saying WAMBLA because I can't remember what it is. And he's like, I don't know who's over that. And it's just like, Jesus Louises. Hi, Lynn. Welcome. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand this person. Does he not care about his office nor think it's a big deal? I'm just so annoyed. Anyways, Tia says he should know what REO is. That is Real Estate 101. REO is real estate owned. It's a home from an FHA foreclosure that HUD owns. At the company I worked for, I worked on those. Oh, so now we all know what REO is, and we all know it's definitely not Oreo cookies. Thank you so much, Tia, for that information. Jesus Louises. Highland J, I don't know if I already said hello to you, but hello, welcome. All right, so it's just like annoying. This is something that I find to be interesting, and you guys might be grossed out about this or a little like uneasy about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So Washington's D.C. is it Washington State? Let me look it up. Don't let me say it wrong. Washington State or Washington, D.C.? Washington has become the first state. Okay, so I'm going to just read it. Washington has become the first state in the nation to pass a law allowing composition as an alternative to burial or cremation of human remains. Okay. The reason why I think that is important is because the death industry is a huge industry in this country because death is inevitable. And so people who are in it tend to be able to be in it for a lifetime and pass it on to their children and make a lot of money off of it. But also it's bad for the environment because of the embalming fluid that is put into the bodies. Like it's all chemicals and it's there to preserve the body right for viewing. But when you put that into the earth, the embalming fluid seeps into the earth. And I know it like, you're like, well, then why does grass grow in cemeteries? I don't know. But researchers have found that it's not the best for the soil, right? And so I've always thought that being able to utilize the body as composition right into the earth, meaning that it were to decay naturally and just go back into the earth naturally. I always thought that that was a good method of it, and other countries have had it. So when I first heard about it, it was like this person developed this bag, this like burlap bag that you would put the body in, and then the body would be put into the ground, and then a tree would be planted like on top of it. And so you could come and visit the tree that is growing from the body of your loved one or yourself. And I always thought that that was such a wonderful and like organic thing. And so now that Washington state has made it an option, I'm like, I hope other states make it an option too. Now, I don't know if it's more expensive. It doesn't seem like it would be, but with regulations and different things like that, it could be more expensive, especially if you are a mortuary or like, some kind of group that deals with death, that they might fight against it because it might hit their ends meet. And so it might be like tougher for things to get passed. Who knows? But I do think overall it's a good idea. And I think it's better for the environment in general. So that's that. But yeah, what is this? What are you guys saying? It's just plain intellectual lazy and not being educated yourself about your job. About Ben Carson, absolutely. That's how you bury dead pets? Question mark? I don't understand. But, thanks for commenting. So the next thing that I want to talk about is Aladdin. I'm not going to see Aladdin. It comes out on the 24th, which is this Friday, and it has mixed reviews. This is my thing. And I'm only aware of it because of Chris and her being like Lebanese, Syrian, Middle Eastern. So like Aladdin, they've changed it. Aladdin is like the two people who are the leads are not Arab people. They're Indian. And it feels like the dancing in it feels very Bollywood from what I've seen. I'm not saying I've seen it and I know exactly. And I just feel like, why did they change that? Why did they remove it from being like Arab to being Indian, or to like muddle the two so that people who like don't know the difference aren't confused at all? But I'm just like, it's weird to me. And I don't know. I just feel like it's never going to live up because I love Aladdin. In fact, I even love Return of Jafar. So like, I'm really into it. I loved it. So I just don't want to be mad. And I know you'd have to go into it understanding that it's a different thing and that it's for kids and it's not for my personal nostalgia. But I don't know. I just am like, I don't understand some of the choices that have been made just from watching the trailer. And so I maybe will catch it later, but I'm not going to like rush to the movie theaters to see it. Okay. Let's see what you guys are saying. I feel that, and The Lion King can suck it. I'm going to see The Lion King because I feel like the CGI might be beautiful in it, and I'm excited about that. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is, and I don't know why I feel some kind of way. I think I feel some kind of way because I feel like they've changed it. And then they've now muddled it, and I don't like that. I don't like it. Yeah. And I had to ask Chris and like some of my other friends, and I was like, what do you guys feel about Aladdin being taken away from you? How do you feel about that? And they were like, oh, I'm pissed. So it's American racism. Fairy tales are difficult to translate to the screen. It's not even that, like, I know Aladdin is an older story than Disney, right? But I think even in all of the tales, Aladdin is still like Arab. Like he's like Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. Like that's of the same story. It's in the same world. It's like, I don't know. It Indian culture is different. And the muddling of it is weird. So if they want to make like an Indian princess, an Indian like Disney movie, then do it. I'm sure there's so many like awesome Indian like fairy tales or fables or folklores or anything that can be turned into that. So I just don't understand why they did it. And maybe they just assumed that the audience wouldn't know the difference. And I feel like that sucks because I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of Middle Eastern people who like saw Aladdin and Princess Jasmine as their little bit of Disney, and now it's not anymore. It's being merged with another culture. So there's that. Oh, you know what? Hako Bang Bang just brought up a good point. She said some Americans associate Arabs with Muslim, and there's still a strong anti-Muslim sentiment in this country. But like, I get that. You're right. And so that is a very good point. However, there are also Muslim Indians. I know Muslim Indians. I know Indians who are not Muslim, who are Christian, or who are, and I always get this wrong. I can't remember if it's Hindi or Hindu. I know one is the people and one is the culture, or one is the people and one is the religion. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Is it that people don't know that there are Indian Muslims as well? Or like, I don't know. This was the Middle East before Islam. Like, why can't that be the case? They have been trying since Mirror Mirror and ended credits. Arabs are religious but diverse. Druids, Muslims, Orthodox Christian, Catholics, Jewish. Yeah. So like, I just think it was weird. Greetings from the Republic of Congo. Hello. How are you? How is everything? I know I've been reading a lot about the Republic of Congo and there's a lot going on there. So I thank you so much for tuning in and wish the best for you and your family. Political reasons, but they could be using political reasons, says Anna Kay, but they could have used it to turn those people's minds around. Haha. Thank you. And Pierre, thank you. Hinduist equals religion. I think it's Hinduism equals religion. So then the people are Hindu or are they Hindi? I gotta look it up because I'm ignorant when it comes to that. But yeah, they absolutely could have. But the thing is, though, there's no religion in Agrabah, like of the world of it. They don't even have to like be specific. I don't know. So, but thank you guys for your comments on that. What else are we talking about? Because I don't have anything else. That was the end of my notes for morning tea, and we're only 6 minutes in. Yes. Wait, are we allowed to ask questions, make comments that aren't related to hot topics? Sure. Just put them in a way so that I know what you're talking about, like add context to it, and then I will answer it. Okay, what do you think of Meghan McCain controversy? The only thing is Meghan McCain, McCain's daughter. The only thing I know about her is that she came at Joy Behar, and because she's on The View, right? And I know she came at Joy Behar really hard the other day, and I don't remember what the outcome of was that. But I'm just like, I don't understand how she isn't nicer. I don't know. Meghan McCain dismisses View conversation. I'm not changing your minds this morning. What? Okay, let's see what's on Fox News 6 hours ago. Meghan McCain dismisses View conversation. I'm not changing your minds about this. So this is from Fox News. So obviously it's going to be a little bit more skewed towards her benefit, but we'll see. The hosts are discussing the Russian investigation and how President Trump told former White House counsel Don McGahn not to comply with congressional subpoena. Co-host Joy Behar said she appreciated McCain's attempt to bring Trump's voters' perspective into the conversation and also wanted to know why McCain was so concerned about Democrats' political strategy surrounding the Russian investigation. After Behar and co-host Sunny interjected during her answer, McCain appeared to shut down. I will say that, it doesn't, you guys, I'm not changing your minds this morning, honestly, and I've said all I had to say. So does she feel like she's being railroaded? McCain, who seems at odds with each of her other co-hosts that day, had argued that Democrats were making a political mistake in pushing further investigation. Apparently frustrated, she said her opinion was unpopular on the show. Well, if you're going to be on a show that's very liberal and you're going to have very not liberal opinions and then try to defend the president, the president who said that your father was a coward. Okay, we all make choices. All right, so let's see what's going on in this. How about Ben Carson? I already talked about Ben Carson, so we're not going to go back to that. Thanks, Wahima. Politically, we are getting there. Oh, this is from our friend who is in Congo. We've got a lot of things happening. Okay, the Congolese in the house. Yes, Americans always change the story. Pierre says, do you believe that the Democrats should move forward with impeachment proceedings, or do you believe it'll divide the country? My thing is if it's not going to be enough evidence to conclusively get him impeached, don't bother wasting the time, because there are other things that they could be worried about, especially all the things and the policies that he's rolled back since that the Obama administration put together. I feel like overall the media is talking about the more spectacle things that are happening in this administration, and I wish that they would pull back and give us more actual information about like how the country is being changed, like policy by policy, because Trump is rolling back a lot of the things that Obama did, and we're not hearing about most of it. In fact, none of it. So unless the lawyers come together and be like, yes, we have got evidence that is not going to be thrown out or not going to be challenged, like, then I'd say do it, but otherwise don't. Our Congolese friend says, thanks, Waham. Politically, we are getting there. The new president is really trying his best, or hope for the best, and keep up the good work. I'm proud of what you do. Thank you so much. Thank you. I truly appreciate that. And then what else do we say? Meghan McCain's husband made slurs against the LGBT community because she was confronted about her views on the Seth Meyers show. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I didn't know about that, but that's insane. So Ice-T almost shot an Amazonian delivery driver, and they don't wear a uniform or ID, and that's dangerous. What? That is insane. Because somebody was coming up his driveway? Yeah, Amazon hires out like third parties, like people, and they're trying to pay them. That's something that's happening. So Amazon is so before, if you wanted to be a deliverer for Amazon, sort of like Uber or DoorDash or something like that, if you wanted to like just go to the delivery station, pick up a couple packages and drop them off at people's houses, you just kind of did like a contract with Amazon, and you had to pay Amazon to do that so they could make sure that you were trustworthy and that you had some stake in the business, because otherwise people could just take boxes and bounce, you know? So what they're doing now, because the delivery station part of it is growing, they have decided that they are going to now pay people to do it. So if you do want that, they would give you like a $10,000 grant and like something else to get your box cars, to get all your equipment together so that you can be like an independent contractor with Amazon. But that's crazy that somebody almost got shot over it. Jesus. Woo, girl. Chris, when are you going live? They want to know. Well, at least Monica wants to know. Hey, Shawana. Let's see. Anything else? Megan's husband. Yay, finally made your live. Hi. Since he says John McCain's daughter is as her trump card. She consistently says she's John McCain's daughter as her trump card. I mean, we all know who she is, girl. I just find that she's haha, Patricia, come through. Hindi is the language and Hindu is the religion. Ha! Thank you so much. Hindi is language. Do is religion. There's no way I'm going to remember that, but I'm going to really try. Yeah, I feel like, Meghan McCain does say that a lot, and it's because she wants people to be reminded of that, because I think her father invoked a lot of positivity from some people, and like I liked him, even though I think we're on different sides of the aisle and a lot of his policies I didn't agree with, but I was fine with John McCain. Hi, Danny. Welcome to the chat. McCain acts like a petulant child. When she gets called out, she uses her "my father's John McCain" tears. Oh, wow. That's crazy. What did you think about Ayesha Curry? So I talked about Ayesha Curry last week, and I just thought that the vitriol that she got from the Black community and from women specifically was like crazy. Girl, if it's human nature to want to be desired, and she has been with her husband since they were 15. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with being a childhood sweetheart, but I don't think that you have as much opportunity to grow as a person and as a human being, especially when you guys have been doing a very specific thing. Like, she's been in basketball and she's been his girlfriend, and then she was his wife, and now she's the mother of his kids. And like, she's got a lot going on with being not the perfect, but she does put out this image of I'm the good Christian wife, and woman, and like whatever. And so she's battling that too. And I think people are just ready to knock her down a peg, but I don't want her to be, she's human, I don't want her to be knocked down at all. We went to game 4 of Rockets Warrior and people were mean to her. Oh, that's terrible. right. So you guys, we're 24 minutes. We're at 6 minutes until we're about to be done with this. We have 67 people in the room, 30 likes. So if I can get some thumbs up, that would be awesome. And also, if you guys wanted to talk about bringing another topic, let me know. We still have about 6 minutes. Ayesha's comments weren't the strangest thing said on that episode. Not strange, but some things gave me pause. I didn't watch the whole thing. Somebody told me that Red Table Talk is on YouTube, but I looked for it and it was just kind of like a fan putting up snippets. I want to see like the whole episode. So I would have to go to, oh yeah, Wendy Williams. So I would have to go to Facebook in order to figure that out. Okay. So allegedly, there was a fight between Wendy Williams's son and her estranged husband, and the police got involved. Now, I don't know who called the police or why the police showed up, because I imagine that they live behind a giant gate on an estate. So like, who would call the police? But apparently the son socked his dad out and was just pissed about all the disrespect that has been happening and his mom has been dealing with. Let me see if I can find the article. So it's all allegedly, but the Shade Room was reporting on it. I can't find the article, but isn't that crazy? I mean, never seen a picture of her son ever. I thought he was a little boy. And now, I mean, it turns out that he's not. He's trying to fight his dad over it. I mean, I feel like, yeah, fight your dad, because your dad's T-Rash. Absolute garbage. So I'm okay with it. Let's see, random. I'm still mad at Game of Thrones. Oh, my Game of Thrones video is up and live, so you can see how I felt about Game of Thrones. So go on ahead and check that out. What do you think of ghosting when dating? I've been ghosting while dating, and I don't understand why people can't be honest and direct. I've been ghosted while dating. It's what okay. I hate it. It's annoying. After a certain age, it's like, just say that it's not working. Like, I don't know. It seems like a young person does that. So I just don't understand why you're ghosting me. We're adults. Oh, it happened in a parking lot. Chris has all the tea. Okay, so the fight between the husband and the son happened in a parking lot. The article is on TMZ. Fun fact about Chris, she gets up every morning and looks at TMZ. I don't. So I'd have to go find the article. Like, how do you even get to TMZ? TMZ.com. Ugh, I hate searching. Let's just go with what she says. Ooh, he got mad at his dad for asking for spousal support. Oh, woo, whoa, great. Was Madonna's performance in Israel a topic in the US? I haven't heard of it. That's crazy. Chris, do you know about it? Chris might know. She knows about all things pop culture. Madonna, do you know about Madonna, Chris? Okay. Seraphine says, "Wow, I love your podcast you did on relationships." Thank you, Seraphine. I'm thinking of doing like a bigger thing about relationships and being super single, and kind of like coining the term super single and doing like some research on other people who've done research on being super single and what that might mean to them, and like, evidence. So I'm trying to look into it. Did Candy Burgess set up Foxy Brown on her dungeon show? I don't know much about it. I just know that Foxy Brown said she couldn't hear and then got booed off stage or something like that, right? Oof, that's bad. But Foxy is the one who had to quit because she was losing her hearing in general, right? So I wonder. They said Big Kev put Young Kev in a headlock. Oh, that's crazy. Oof. Oof. Could you imagine your father putting you in a headlock? Maybe he was coming at him because young Kev is young, right? So he could probably mess his dad up a lot. So maybe he had to. That's crazy. Oh, so yeah, she's hearing impaired. So that could have been a reason that she was unable to hear. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like it's petty to be like, I never assume that people are being petty. I don't know Candy. I don't watch enough of Housewives to like be like, no, she wouldn't do that. So I just think I would just like to hope the best for that situation. Oh, you guys have all the information. Young Kev punched him. Ooh, no child custody for Papa. Ooh. All right, you guys. So that is the end of this episode of Morning Tea. If there's anything that jumps up in the next week, because I will be going again live next week, please email me at justcallmewa@gmail.com so that I can keep track of these issues that are happening or these current events that are going down. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm sorry that this wasn't as clear and concise as my morning tea normally is, but I want to thank you guys so much for adding commentary to the chat. If you guys are not watching this live, try to catch me. I go on Wednesdays at noon. Check out the video. You can also email me and give me topics of anything that you want me to talk about. Emailing me is the best. Don't DM me on Instagram because I don't look at my DMs anymore. They're just too much. So email me so that I can check it out. All right. And that's the end of this episode, you guys. I want to thank you so much for being here. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. I gotta go eat. Yeah, noon Pacific time. Noon Pacific time. All right. Bye, guys.